Gentlemen, and welcome to yet another podcast here, short podcast, the night before the day of the opening races for the 2026 National Horseboarding Championships. We are here in the Bruco lorry, and it is, of course, the Beer 10 Breakdowns. Everyone else might have only been doing one, but I'm on my third or fourth, so let's see how this goes. I am joined with the 2025 Intermediate National Champions. It is Ice Baby. Have you? Okay, so guys, Ice Baby. How have things been going? How did you feel about winning last year? How was it? What was the whole thing?
Wasn't expecting it. It was. I don't know. Consistency was key. Or just.
She had quite a strong lead. There was a lot of points, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
I think we got a little bit lucky because we came into the season and there weren't that many intermediate teams. People were still finding their feet, and we kind of kept the consistency between each of the different events. And so you'd have people that would come to the first event, not be in the second, and so we were able to just kind of find how we were as a team and then progress a little bit with that.
Yeah. And how, because obviously, so Tara, the horse that you're riding, that of course was originally with the Rush stables, Annette Rush and Just Wing It clan. She, of course, has been clocked at 33 miles an hour on the big arenas, but she was erratic, would lose all sorts of direction, and she'd only be able to. We talked in the Just Wing It interview recently. They would only talk about.
You keep talking.
Okay, fine. I'm going to step in. I was trying to tell George exactly what he's got, but so you can see their season. That was Ice Baby season. You can scroll all the way across.
Yeah.
And actually see what they are.
Thank you very much. So Ice Baby, so just coming in there. Not that I was in the middle of a thought or anything like that. Ice Baby 4-4 at Thame, and you Coma Not Forgotten placed your bets. Of course, they didn't have a very long racing season or racing event. At 44 at East Anglia with Earned It, that was their first event, and they were quite tender-footed in that first event, weren't they? Then 42 against Comb But Not Forgotten. So you were head-to-head with Comb But Not Forgotten, and Ed was doing really well last year. What happened? Do you remember how you got the win on that one?
Of which one, sorry?
East Anglia.
Didn't they bring a new horse in? They got Darcy. So
Right, non-rearing Darcy.
Yeah, and then they started from slowing it down and then bringing her back up.
It's just gone off, Tom. So they were very much about. I tell you what, Tom, just take that away.
I was just giving you a view.
Thanks very much. It doesn't work. So they were bringing in a new team, and then you got in the fight. Obviously, in the best crash video, you got some good crashes in there.
Got a couple. I mean, for me, last year was the first time that I properly boarded. My first time properly on a board behind a horse was Sandringham 2024.
Right.
And so then to come into the season with Ice Baby, for me as a boarder, that was the first time that I'd properly actually done horseboarding.
Yeah.
And so for each event for me I was coming in, hadn't had any practice, so the next event I was doing was the next time I got practice. So it was definitely building each event as a boarder, as a team. And I think we didn't do too bad.
No,
you
won the championship, and it can't be denied. I think before we go on to that, I was gonna talk about how's Tara, because Tara felt like to me she needed to be quietened down, and how have you felt with that?
She's still buzzing. She still wants to go. but there's been a lot of changes with her tack and feed and trying to bring her down into a new environment. She's done well. Like, coming back out today, she was very bouncy, just kept changing her leg every stride. But she was controlled and happy, and she just loves doing it. So, but yeah.
And she's definitely a firecracker, you can see that.
Oh yeah, she's definitely a teenage fun pony. Do everything on, enjoy it. Get scared, try not to get headbutted.
Yeah.
It's good.
And for you, George, have you felt the full power of what Tara's capable of yet? Or?
I don't think so. I think you've been holding back with Tara, looking after me. I think there's still a lot of go in that pony that's ready to, as soon as you go.
There's been a couple of times running for the finish line where you've really started to let her stretch out. How's that felt on the board?
To begin with, it was a little bit scary, and if I didn't know it was happening, I was a little bit more wobbly. But now that I know it's going to happen, as soon as we get round that last corner, you're going to let Tara go, and Tara's going to go, yeah, I can go for it. I know that I need to buckle down and be like, right, just hold on, and just not fall off.
And digging in, it's learning to dig into the board. I think it's a part of it. So I saw you briefly riding today. I spoke to Tom after one of the clubs, the Newmarket Horseboarding Club sessions, and he said you were coming along really well from last season. And I saw you briefly. You looking like you're getting stronger in the racing.
I feel so. I think because we've had these couple of events where we've got to train and we don't have to do the course. We can say, right, what do we need to work on? Certainly me, what do I need to work on? I say the last event I could chat with you and say, hey, this is the sort of thing that I want to go and learn. And we can go out and do that, whereas opposed to if we were at the show, it's like, right, we've got to do an event, like we've got to hit the ground running. So I think these past couple of training events have really helped me, certainly, of just being comfortable on board, finding my feet quite literally, and understanding what I can do with the board behind a horse with that force.
I mean, it looked to me like you were just generally being that bit more aggressive with the board and actually forcing it into the turns and being confident enough to lean over the centre of gravity, I think, or lean off the centre of gravity, shall I say. Again, I'm reminded of the best crash videos from last year, because those are what I studied when I was editing them, of course. And you're still very much locked in with the horse, and I think being able to manoeuvre around the back of the horse is going to be a real big game changer for you, but also having that confidence that I can get out here and then I know I'm going to cut in, because I know the horse is going to cut away from me and I'm going to cut at the same time. And it wasn't aggression, but the more aggressive that you were, that I just saw in rehearsal, which isn't racing in anger.
Yeah.
It's not being challenged. It's it's just doing. That will allow you to do that.
Yeah.
And what about physical strength? Has that?
I mean,
what have you found? How have you found your physical strength to the demands of the boarding?
Not as bad as I thought it was. I mean, I spend most of my days behind a computer programming. I'm not that physically active in terms of my day to day.
No one's ever mentioned that. No one, like in the commentary or anything.
No, not at all. No. It's not that I've got my helmet on, concentrating, and then I hear that I've got pale legs or something along those lines.
Well, you didn't
or that I'm the fastest programmer that's been out on a board or something like that.
First computer programmer to go out in the sunlight and not combust.
I mean, I can't remember which event it was, but I was so locked into my boarding, and then all of a sudden I hear of the commentary, something about me being a Wookiee or something like that, that even I'm in my helmet going,
Well, I try to be entertaining. So this season, you're still in the intermediates, but are you thinking advanced is on the cards?
See how it goes.
Yeah, I think that's a good answer.
Yeah.
See how it goes.
They tested the advanced course.
Oh, okay. So tomorrow you've got hold all the gear in your class, and sky's the limit. To girl board riders,
No pressure.
I mean, you know, should you really be beating girls in the sports? Do you think that's a fair thing to do?
So I'm at a loss for. I mean, I'm just going to follow the horse. So that's up to you.
I jest, of course. They might beat you. So I'm a couple of beers in now. Do you know what I mean?
I mean, I've just got to hold on at this point. I think my boarding's improved, especially as I say with the practice. I think my boarding's improved. My horseboarding's improved. So it's just, can we take that into this event, move forward with it, keep learning, see how we do on the first run, then go, okay, what should we do next? Should we push a little bit? Should we keep that speed and just build?
Do your own races as you did before.
Yeah, I think the whole team's improved though, because this time last year I've only just got Tara a week, and then I was here, so.
And Tara seemed throughout the last season, she seemed to relax into the idea of going that little bit slower, and she didn't seem quite so stiff and tight.
After Burley, she kind of went, fine, I'll do it your way. And you could just feel as I was coming across the diagonal of her just going, okay. And I wasn't holding, and I was like, you're wrong, like, you're broken.
So I think that's a good thing, because once you bring a horse back to that point, then, like we say with horses when you're first introducing them, then now you can start asking for speed, because you're engaging the horse to go faster rather than the horse telling you they want to go faster. And that's the sort of control that you need at the high speed, which Annette, who won last season on Harry, when she was racing with Tara, was getting maybe 1 run out of 3, and a good run, that would be a completed run. A good run, she might get 1 out of 12, where all weekend they'd be sliding out all over the place, because, and I said this to Alex Sandy Alexander at the time, that he needed a more solid base to race behind, because Tara's like all over the place. So bringing her back and slowing her down and just getting her to stretch into it, I think, is a really good idea. So you are favourites for tomorrow?
Naturally.
Okay. Well, we will see. No, I've got one more question for you, George. A lot of the board riders, have found a great bit of training in having electric mounting boards. As a gentleman of means, what has been the stopping factor in you getting an electric mounting board?
Finding one.
Oh, really?
Especially one that, like, my board that I do horseboarding with is quite big, it's quite heavy, it's thick ply.
Yeah.
To invest that amount of money into something, I want to make sure that I've got something solid. There's no point in me buying one that's too short, that's not kind of gonna fit me. Yeah. Because that's just not gonna help me. Like boarding in any shape or form. So, So yes, I have been looking for one.
This is what I was thinking. Like, I know you, George.
I want one. I really.
I don't know how long we've known each other a long time. Okay, from the jousting days. We've been on a lot of shows, and I remember when we went to Loxwood, and you were like, "Oh my God, you can buy swords and open carry them." As you,
let's not talk about Loxwood. I've got many stories about that
one. What happens in Loxwood stays in Loxwood. But those were crazy times.
Crazy times.
But so I was thinking about like where. So you answered my question there. So I'm glad that I tagged you right, that you are actually thinking about buying one.
I'm so envious, like when I see everyone else going around on the boards, I'm just like...
Have you had to go on one?
No.
I have.
Have you?
At Burley, yeah, I got an orange. I couldn't turn it around. That's
I mean,
back up the
it's
hill.
almost guaranteed Aiden's got one here. If you wanna have one by next week, get on Aiden's this week, and you'll be.
Oh, that's dangerous. That's dangerous. That
You
one.
will definitely have one by next week if you've ridden one. Okay, so that is Ice Baby, and we are again building into the first day of the competition. There's more from these teams, of course, on our YouTube channel. Like, comment, and subscribe. You don't realise how much it helps the channel. And we will see you again soon with another interview, riveting interview from backstage here at the Thame Game and Country Show.